Here we go. All right, this is topic 8, homework number 4. Number 1 says, what ordered pair could be the coordinates of point F? So if point F is right down here, I know it's got to be a positive, negative point. So you guys need to take a look through that list and find out I've got to go to the right to positive and down to a negative number. So what choice would that be? All right. The next one says, find a point in the coordinate plane that's located in quadrant 2. So if you ever need to, draw yourself new coordinates and label your quadrants. If this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, because we go around this way. If we're in quadrant 2, that's going to be a negative, positive. So you're looking for a point that's a negative, positive. So go through those and find the point that's a negative, positive. Then it says, list 3 more points that are also in quadrant 2 and explain what they all have in common. So when you list points, they need to be listed with parentheses and a comma between the 2 numbers. Okay, and then you'll notice something that we talked about up here. What do you notice is the same about the x coordinate and the y coordinate? What do they have in common? All right, number 3. You are given the points 9, 5, negative 9, negative 5, negative 9, positive 5, and 9, negative 5. So what's the reflection of each point across the x-axis and then across the y-axis? So I like to draw myself the coordinate graph, and I know positive 9, positive 5 would be right here. So if I go across the x-axis, the x is right here. So if I did a reflection across, I would still have to go to positive 9 to get there, but now I would go down 5 or negative 5 to get to my new reflected point. Okay, so again, if I start at positive 9, positive 5, and I go across the y-axis, I would be making a reflection over to there, and to get to that point, I would have to go negative 9, positive 5. Okay, so that's what you're going to do for each of these points. So I would draw yourself a graph for each one, and then actually move the points across the x-axis and the y-axis. All right, I'm going to flip to the next page. Pause the video if you need more time to do that one. Number 4 says, find the distance between point A and B. Well, the first thing we need to do is find out if the scale is going by 1s or 2s or 10s. But if I look, each box is going by 1s. So I'm going to count each box as I go from A to B. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that tells me that it's 4 units long. All right, so number 2 says, well, what's the distance between 5, 4? So if I had a coordinate grid and I went positive 5, positive 4, and then if I went, 27, positive 4, we're going to estimate where that would be. And I want to find the distance from here to here. So to go from 5 to 27, we're going to kind of ignore the y-coordinate, and we're going to look at these x-coordinates. So to go from 5 to 27, I'm actually just going to subtract those two, and I actually went 22 units. All right, number 3 says, what's the length of side AD? So A to D on this rectangle would be this darkened side. We have to check the scale again, and it looks like each box we're going by 1s. So A to D, I would start right here and count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. All right, so now they're asking for the perimeter of this rectangle. So you're going to do the same thing we did in number 3. You're going to count the value on each side of the rectangle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if this side is 9, we know with the rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So this side would be 9. Now you need to find how long DC is and AB is, and then to find perimeter, remember you're going to add all the sides. All right, flip it to the back. Number 5 says, begin with point A, which is -5, +8. The reflections across the axes will produce points B, C, and D. And ABC is a rectangle, so I'm going to just draw those lines to make my rectangle. So they want to know, well, what are the coordinates of B? Well, I'm going to just go the same distance. Here we went -5, so if I go the same distance this way, I'm going to go +5, and I'm going to go up 8. Then they say, well, what's the length of side AB? Well, if I'm going from A to B, I know to go from here to here, I went 5. And to go from here to here, it was another 5. So that means this whole side is 10. And then they said, well, what's the length of B to C? Well, we've got to figure out what the coordinates here are. If I went 5 and up 8 to get to C, I'd still go +5, but then I would go down 8. So here we're measuring the distance up, which is 8, and if I measure how many units down, it's another 8. So the total here would be 16. Okay, so now that we know those two sides, you guys should be able to figure out area. Remember, area, you're going to do length times width, so you're going to have to do 10 times 16. And perimeter, we know opposite sides of a rectangle are the same. So if that's 10, then that's 10, 16 and 16. So you're going to have to add all the sides. So you're going to do 10 plus 16 plus 10 plus 16. All right, last one maybe. Number 6. Airport A is located at the point -19, 2. So here's my graph. -19, 2 would be about right there. Airport B is located at +8, 2. So here's B. Each unit on the grid represents 50 kilometers. So how far apart are the airports? Well, first we have to find out how many grid lines they are apart. So to go from here to here, I had to go 19. And then to go from here to here, I had to go to the right 8. So 19 plus 8 is 27 spots. However, they said each unit is worth 50 kilometers. So 27 units, I'd have to multiply that by 50 to figure out how many kilometers apart the two airports are. Okay, so then it says which airport is closer to airport C, which is at 0, 2. Well, you guys should be able to tell, is 8 units away at airport B closer or 19 units away at airport A closer to C? So you'll just either say B or A, whichever one you think is closest to the middle one at airport C.